E benvenuti amici di Gamelegends, ancora una volta Tizio qui con voi dalla Milan Games Week 2016. Accanto a me c'è una leggenda del videogioco e adesso andiamo a intervistarlo in inglese chiaramente perché è americano. Signori, John Romero. Nice to meet you, John.
Hi, how you doing?
Great, thanks. So, John, from 1987 to today, tell us your impression about this industry, about the changing of the time.
Well, you know, we went from the 8-bit machines in the 80s to the PC, really. Yeah. And during that time, also the consoles, you know, Super Nintendo and the Genesis got big in the 90s. And you got to see games go from single-person developers to team-based development. Small teams at the beginning, and now we have thousands of people on a team, you know, with a game like Assassin's Creed. So team sizes have gotten much bigger. You saw the rise of the MMO as a new genre that has you know, it has no one's seen where it's going beyond WoW yet. Okay. But people want to know where it's going. But you've seen VR begin, you know, back in the early 90s, and now the resurgence of VR. There's a lot of investment in it. People are trying to figure out how to make games in VR that make VR unique and make them different. Even if you take an existing genre, how can we make the existing genre work inside of VR that makes it unique to VR? You know, it's just, there's been a lot of hardware and stuff that's come through that has turned out well, and a lot that hasn't turned out well. So yeah, there's been a lot of changes over these decades.
Okay. So, and just the last one question for us, because we have just a few time. And how do you see you in person, the VR? I mean, do you like it? Do you think this is a next step for the game, or there will be something more over?
Well, I think that games are still trying to figure out how they're going to work in VR really effectively. So tons of investment is going into it. For right now, people that are interested in new technologies that make money, AR is definitely making money. And it is definitely a viable path and a viable technology for people to experiment in that area as well as VR. But AR is making money right now, and VR is still working on trying to get to that point. And there's a lot of technology being poured into VR. So yeah, it's interesting though, because they're two different things that I think are going to probably merge at some point in the future into a VAR. It's a virtual augmented reality, where you are in VR, but you get to see what's outside of your immediate environment that comes into your game as well.
So thank you very much for this interview, short review. So have fun. Thanks. Ciao ragazzi, alla prossima.